Welcome to the Tea with the Masters podcast, starring 4 of the world's leading martial arts experts. First up, we have the Warrior, world-breaking champion, holder of multiple world records, professional teacher, mentor, and World Martial Arts Congress representative for the Republic of Ireland, Sifu Keith Fanning. Next is the Scholar, author, speaker, mentor, business and life coach, and president of the USA Hapkido Union and USA representative for the World Martial Arts Congress, Grandmaster Richard Hackworth. We also have the Technician, founder of JaeMuKwan Hapkido, vice president of the USA Hapkido Union, member of the World Martial Arts Congress Education Committee, and Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association Florida State Representative, Grandmaster Jeannotte. And let's not forget the philosopher, author, language, culture, and leadership development teacher, and spokesmodel for the World Martial Arts Congress, Instructor Ma. We invite you to like and share this video with your friends and subscribe to this channel so that you never miss an exciting episode.
Hey folks, Sifu Keith Fanning here, Grandmaster of the Blue Dragon Combat System, world record holder, multiple world breaking champion. Again, there's a list of things I could say on the intro to this one, and again, I've been advised I should, but I don't always like saying it. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody had a safe Christmas and had a great time. Happy New Year to everybody. I would just like to talk about a conversation I had over the Christmas with some people. And it was like, we go back to Kung Fu, and as everybody knows, I'm a well-known breaker, but I also do a lot of Kung Fu, and Kung Fu is my main base of all my martial arts. And between my Kung Fu, my Sanda kickboxing, which is Kung Fu kickboxing basically, and everything else I do, the breaking is only part of the Kung Fu. But unfortunately, we've suffered from a lot of things. A lot of people look back and the only name they really know in Kung Fu was Bruce Lee. However, Bruce Lee in the movies was not Bruce Lee the martial artist. Bruce Lee the movies was Bruce Lee the actor. And when he used to make all those noises, the whoa, that kind of stuff, people hear Kung Fu and they automatically go, whoa, Kung Fu, Bruce Lee, all this kind of stuff. And I've dealt with it all my life. I've done Kung Fu since I was a baby. My dad was teaching Kung Fu from 1972. But it's not what Kung Fu is all about. Now, while Bruce Lee had fantastic attributes, and as an actor, he brought martial arts to the big screen, he helped highlight a lot of things, he also did some damage because the acting led people to believe that every Kung Fu exponent and every Kung Fu student would do the same kind of noises and mimic the same kind of thing. Then obviously we fast forward, we had Kung Fu Panda, excuse me, I'm showing my age now, but we had Hong Kong Phooey, which was an old cartoon in the 80s. But all these things, they can unfortunately make a lot of trouble in terms of people don't understand what Kung Fu is and how it is Kung Fu. And as we know, with China being the birthplace of Kung Fu and everything so big, and although people could argue that India was the start of it, but that's another argument for another day. But China is the most known country for Kung Fu. So when people hear Kung Fu and they go, whoa, Bruce Lee, and then all of a sudden people hear Krav Maga and they go, ooh, Krav Maga, it's an Israeli military system. And you're going, yeah, but it's not even 100 years old. It has certain attributes that have been tried and tested, but the Chinese martial arts, if you look at the Chinese martial warfare and how well and battle tested a lot of stuff is, it's not only physical, there's a lot of mental, emotional, physical, so there's a lot of stuff involved in Chinese Kung Fu, whereas people hear. And again, I suppose it's down to marketing, really, when you think about it, because even when I see in the marketing for Krav Maga, when it first came to Ireland in 2007, it was phenomenal marketing. And the guys behind it were absolute geniuses because they had so many people who knew the name Krav Maga and they wanted to do weekend training camps and seminars. But when people hear Kung Fu, they just hear, as I say, it's the Bruce Lee stuff, it's the monks, it's the Shaolin monks, it's all this stuff. and they think, oh, it's going to take me so long to do X, Y, and Z. However, the particular brand of Kung Fu that I teach was originally designed as a bodyguard system. So it would have very fast, effective techniques using offense as a defense, and not so much waiting for your opponent to throw the first punch. You might be the person who throws the first punch, but you're trying to nullify his attack before he gets to attack. I could go really in depth with this one, and again, this is only a short segment I want to do on it, but I want to highlight the issue between, Kung Fu and other traditional martial arts, as well as MMA and everything else. People thinking that MMA is a system. It's not. It's a sport of fighting. It's a fighting sport where people have a mixture of different disciplines between kickboxing, Muay Thai, boxing, grappling, wrestling, BJJ, traditional jiu-jitsu. So there's a lot of stuff. You go back to Anderson Silva, who used to do a bit of Wing Chun while he was in the MMA cage. So these are all things that you look at and you see people need to understand the difference between. There's obviously a difference between different karates. There's, the Kokushinkai, you got the Shotokans, you've all these, then you've got Hapkido, Taekwondo. There's so many things out there available to us, but you need to understand and do your research first on what you're actually talking about. So for me, Kung Fu has been my base all my life, although I have come in and out of different martial arts. I've gotten ranks in different martial arts because I've trained with the people, and I've found really good instructors who have helped me along the way. And again, I've taken pieces from their systems that suited me, fitted what I wanted from them, and helped me to bring that then forward to my mentoring program and my students. So between my mentoring program, I now have extra I can show people. I can show them breakfalls, takedowns, throws from the judo system I did. I've got traditional jiu-jitsu stuff I've done, Hapkido, Muay Thai. So there's a list of things, but I try and emphasize to everybody that while I teach them, whether it be a judo piece or a Hapkido piece, I'm telling them where it comes from, what its benefits are, what its history is, because I want them to understand that there's more to Kung Fu and other martial arts than just Bruce Lee and what they see in the movies, And while I love a good martial arts movie or program, I still have to look at it with a view to making sure that if anybody tells me, oh yeah, I watched that program, did you understand that program, and did you understand that that's just acting? I don't want to get too political with it, and I'm not going to be a naysayer. I'm just going to put it out there that Kung Fu, especially the brand of Kung Fu I do, while it is rooted in tradition, it's not a traditional martial art. It's not a traditional Kung Fu. It's not a Shaolin. It was a bodyguard system designed to be brutal, fast, and effective. Anyway, anybody wants to get in touch, find out a little bit more. I love talking about these subjects. I try and keep this segment as short as I can so that nobody gets bored. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach out. sifufanning@gmail.com, sifufanning.com. Or you can reach me on any of the social media platforms. Just look me up, Sifu Keith Fanning. Hopefully you've enjoyed this section. Hopefully I've made sense and I'm not just rabbiting on. As I said, I hope everybody had a safe and happy Christmas. Wishing you all a very happy new year. And thanks for listening. Take care.
Hello, I am Richard Hackworth, author of the book, Be a Life Champion, The Martial Arts Way. I am the USA Director for the Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association and the USA Director for the World Martial Arts Congress. I am also the host of the annual Hapkido Instructors Course and Conference in the USA, sanctioned by the USA Hapkido Union and the Korean Martial Arts Instructors Association. Over the years, I have earned the reputation of being a scholar of the history, culture, and traditions of the Korean martial arts. I hope that you will find my part of the show informative and educational. This part of the show is sponsored by the USA Hapkido Union.org. Greetings, Seeker. Step into the Kwun and feel the energy of generations past. It is an honor to share the Kung Fu spirit with you. Many people look at martial arts and see only the strike, but as a Grandmaster, I see the cultivation of the soul. Let us explore the profound legacy and the bright future of our discipline. The true meaning of Kung Fu as I see it. In the West, Kung Fu is often used as a generic label for Chinese martial arts. However, the true meaning of the term is far deeper. Kung Fu, Gong Fu, literally translates to achievement through great effort, or skill cultivated over time. A master chef has Kung Fu. A calligrapher has Kung Fu. In our context, it is the lifelong journey of refining the body, mind, and spirit until they move as one. It is not just about fighting. It is about the discipline of excellence. 5 reasons Kung Fu ignited a global revolution. Kung Fu didn't just stay in the temples of Shaolin, it swept across the world, changing the landscape of physical culture forever. Here is why. 1. The cinematic explosion. From the lightning speed of Bruce Lee to the rhythmic acrobatics of Jackie Chan, Kung Fu brought a visual wow factor that captured the global imagination. It turned the martial artist into a modern-day superhero. 2. Adaptability and variety. Whether it's the explosive power of Sanda, the flowing grace of Tai Chi, or the direct efficiency of Wing Chun, Kung Fu offers a style for every body type and temperament. 3. The concept of internal power. Kung Fu introduced the world to Qi, energy. The idea that a smaller practitioner could defeat a larger opponent through leverage and internal energy fascinated people, making martial arts accessible to everyone, not just the naturally strong. 4. Deep philosophical roots. Unlike sports that focus solely on the score, Kung Fu brought with it the wisdom of Taoism, Buddhism, and Confucianism. It offered a way to live, appealing to those seeking more than just a workout. 5. The foundation of modern MMA. Many techniques seen in the octagon today, from side kicks to trapping range, trace their lineage back to traditional Chinese methods. Kung Fu provided the vocabulary for the global martial arts language. The future. Why martial arts will never stop growing. We live in a digital, sedentary age, which is exactly why the ancient arts are becoming more relevant, not less. 1. Fitness with purpose. People are tired of the treadmill to nowhere. Martial arts offers functional fitness. You aren't just burning calories, you are gaining a skill. It builds coordination, flexibility, and old man strength, the kind of durability that lasts a lifetime. 2. The ultimate self-development tool. In a world of instant gratification, martial arts teaches resilience. When you fail a grading or miss a technique, you learn to breathe, adjust, and try again. This black belt mindset transfers directly to your career, your studies, and your relationships. 3. Practical empowerment. The world remains unpredictable. Learning self-defense provides a sense of quiet confidence. When you know you can defend yourself, you no longer feel the need to prove yourself. True power is the ability to walk away from a conflict with a smile. The successful warrior is the average man with laser-like focus. Bruce Lee. The path of the martial arts is a journey back to yourself. Whether you are 6 or 60, there is a place for you on the mat. The fire of Kung Fu has burned for thousands of years, and it is only getting brighter. Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Remember, the journey to the heart of Hapkido begins with a single step. Get started today. Don't go away, we have more to come.
Hi folks, Sifu Keith Fanning here. Welcome to my segment with Tea with the Masters. Today I'm going to talk to you about, obviously we're in January now, so I'm going to talk to you about New Year's resolutions. And people make a lot of promises in January. They're coming off the back of Christmas, they've eaten too much, they've drank too much. Maybe they haven't gone as much training as they should do, much as they'd like to do. So they make a promise in January. We deal with this year in, year out, where the gyms are completely full every January, empty in December. But how do you make it last longer than just January? What kind of commitment do you have to make? And I always tell my clients on my mentoring program, and including my students, when it comes to January, if you want to make something stick, so something longer than just January, don't go too hard at the beginning. And that is one of the key values that I think helps with everybody. When you go in the beginning of January and you go, all out, whatever it happens to be, we're just going to pick, bodyweight exercise for a moment, just as an example. And you do, 20, 30 squats, you do 20, 30 push-ups, whatever. And then the next day you're sore. And then the day after you're sore again, which is the DOMS, as we know it, delayed onset of muscle soreness. But when you go through all this, and then it's kind of like, okay, I've done 2 weeks now, I'm not seeing the results I want to see, think back to the old ways of thinking. It takes 3 weeks, 3 months. It's always about the trees, but it takes that long to actually develop a habit, something to become something that's going to stay and going to stick, and okay, January feels really great to get it started because new year, new me, all that kind of stuff. But, in terms of what we do, especially with the Kung Fu and everything, I like to set goals for people in the Kung Fu class and say, we finished the year on a high. We did something really good, spectacular. We got a few new breaks, whatever. So January comes around and I challenge them to pick the next break, on their grading syllabus, or, to try and get something done positive in January. That's the way I kind of do with my classes, and some of my mentoring the people, the clients I mentor, is I challenge them to something small but significant. So it might be, an extra few repetitions on an exercise. It might be the next weight up in an exercise, bench pressing. They've been bench pressing, up to whatever pounds in, say 100 pounds before Christmas. I want to try 102 pounds after Christmas. So it's small increments that make it rewarding, and you see the benefits almost instantly. And this is the reward system that we go through in the psychology, And I think it helps with the longevity then of what you want to do in the new year. But again, I'm picking on my Kung Fu and my kickboxing and again, my mentoring program. But these are stuff I talk every January, every December. People come to me, and then we get the people who want to, get in shape, lose weight, get more flexible, whatever. But we make it achievable because we slow it down ever so slightly. We're not going in for personal bests. We're not going in for, overnight results. These are results that are going to take time to get, but we're going to work towards them in a slow increment. And again, it's just adding a few extra steps to the ladder. And that's all it is, I do believe that when it comes to January, we all, even I sat down over the Christmas. I made a decision of what I wanted to do in January, where I wanted to be come next October for my tournament, which, by the way, is in Dublin, Ireland, October 3rd, 2026. So if anybody wants to find out any details of that one, let me know. But that's going to be a big one now on the calendar for me. I have a few other things to do in between. I have a lot of stuff coming up. But, I've made my promises to myself and to my students and to my family of where I want to be. And again, it's kind of making it accountable. So I'm saying it out loud to people to make it accountable. Now, I also listened to a podcast the other day. It was Joe Rogan, and he had Jelly Roll, singer, on there. And he was talking about, he'd made so many promises to his family about losing weight. At one stage, he was 500 pounds, which is a big, big weight, And he made promises to his family. And then after 2 weeks, he'd stop, or he'd start telling them lies that he's still doing it. And it brought me back to my conversations with my master. And he said, at the end of the day, if you make a promise to somebody, or you make a public announcement that you are going to do something, and you don't do it, and you start telling them that you are, who are you actually lying to? You're not lying to that person, because they don't really care. They're going to be supportive. They're going to be, okay, yeah, that's great. But you're actually lying to yourself. And I think this is a big thing that people have to understand too. I want to lose 20 pounds in January. Well, that's great. But if you only lose 5 pounds, you've still done well, because you lost 5 pounds. But don't tell people lies and say, well, I didn't eat any chocolate today. These are all, I could go in depth with a lot of these. But when it comes to the longevity of your January, New Year, New Me, I think picking small, incremental achievements, goals, you'll get there quicker. It'll last longer. You'll definitely have a better success rate if you're not expecting. And like I said, the goal of losing 20 pounds is great, but try not to do that in January. Try and lose 5 pounds in January, and 5 pounds in February, and 5 pounds in March. And come May, hopefully you've lost 5 pounds every month, and now you're down 20 pounds. Now it's sustainable. Now it's achievable. This is just something that I like to try and pass on. And as I said to you, between my students and my mentoring clients, it's a different way of thinking. It's just, it is great. It's a great way of keeping yourself motivated. It's a great way of keeping the goal realistic. Anyway, as I said, I've got a tournament coming up in Dublin, Ireland, October 3rd, 2026. It would be great to see some people there. It's going to be an open tournament, breaking, sparring, range of different forms and katas. If anybody wants any more information, please feel free to get in touch. sifufanning@gmail.com, sifufanning.com, and you'll find me across all the social media platforms. Again, thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it makes sense to you. Happy New Year, and I hope everybody has a safe and successful year. Take care.
Hello, I am Instructor Ma. I am the World Martial Arts Congress Language, Culture, and Character Development teacher. This portion of the show is sponsored by World Martial Arts Congress.cn. While you are here, be sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share this video with a friend. It helps more than you know. Now on with the show. Today's topic is restoring vitality through Tai Chi. In our fast-paced modern world, we often find ourselves in a state of perpetual alert. Our breath becomes shallow, our muscles hold on to hidden tension, and our energy, what we call Qi in the Tai Chi tradition, becomes stagnant. As a practitioner and health professional, I have witnessed firsthand how the marriage of special breathing, tuna, and slow, gentle movement, silk reeling, acts as a profound medicine. Here are 10 ways this practice restores your health and increases your daily energy. 1. Regulation of the autonomic nervous system. Tai Chi's slow movements act as a physical reset button. By moving slowly and breathing deeply, you signal to your brain that you are safe. This shifts the body from the fight or flight state into the rest and digest state. This transition is the foundation of all healing, allowing the body to repair tissues and balance hormones. 2. Enhanced oxygenation through abdominal breathing. Most people use only the top third of their lungs. Tai Chi teaches Dantian breathing, deep, diaphragmatic breaths that expand the lower abdomen. This increases the surface area for gas exchange in the lungs, delivering more oxygen to the bloodstream and brain, which naturally boosts mental clarity and physical stamina. 3. Pumping the lymphatic system. Unlike the circulatory system, which has the heart, the lymphatic system, responsible for immune defense and waste removal, relies on muscle movement to flow. The gentle, twisting motions of Tai Chi compress and release the lymph nodes, acting as a manual pump to detoxify the body and strengthen immune response. 4. Reduced cortisol and systemic inflammation. Chronic stress produces cortisol, a hormone that, in excess, causes systemic inflammation. The meditative quality of Tai Chi, often called meditation in motion, significantly lowers cortisol levels. By reducing inflammation, we protect the heart, joints, and metabolic health. 5. Joint lubrication and synovial nourishment. Tai Chi movements are circular and never forced. This gentle opening and closing of the joints stimulates the production of synovial fluid. For those with arthritis or stiffness, this is like oiling a rusty hinge, restoring range of motion without the impact-related damage of high-intensity exercise. 6. Cultivating Qi, the bioelectric charge. In Chinese medicine, energy is not just a feeling, it is a flow. By relaxing the muscles, the sung state, we remove kinks in the garden hose. When the body is aligned and relaxed, bioelectric signals flow more efficiently between the brain and the extremities, resulting in a feeling of being vibrant rather than wired. 7. Cardiovascular efficiency without strain. Tai Chi provides a unique cardiovascular benefit. While the heart rate remains relatively low, the total peripheral resistance decreases because the capillaries dilate through relaxation. This improves circulation to the fingers and toes, preventing cold extremities, and lowers blood pressure while strengthening the heart muscle. 8. Improved proprioception and balance. Falls are a leading cause of health decline as we age. Tai Chi's empty and full stepping teaches the brain to be highly aware of the body's position in space. By strengthening the small stabilizer muscles around the ankles and hips, it builds a functional energy that keeps you upright and confident. 9. Massaging the internal organs. The deep abdominal breathing, combined with the waist rotations of Tai Chi, provides a gentle internal massage to the liver, kidneys, and digestive tract. This visceral manipulation improves digestion and ensures that the internal organs receive fresh, nutrient-rich blood. 10. The accumulation of energy, the battery effect. Most exercises spend energy to build fitness. Tai Chi is designed to accumulate energy. By the end of a session, you should feel more energized than when you started. By focusing the mind on the breath and the soles of the feet, you ground yourself, recharging your internal battery for the day ahead. Tai Chi is not just a sequence of movements. It is a way of inhabiting your body. By slowing down, you aren't doing less. You are becoming more efficient. I encourage you to take 5 minutes today to simply breathe into your lower abdomen and move your arms as if they were moving through thick, warm air. Your body will thank you. For more information on joining the World Martial Arts Congress or getting our character development program for your school, please visit our page at www.facebook.com/World Martial Arts Congress. If you got something from this video, and I certainly hope that you did, it would mean a lot to me if you liked and commented on this video. Thank you for watching!
You have been listening to the Tea with the Masters podcast. We hope that you enjoyed our show, and we look forward to having you join us again next month for another exciting episode. Be sure to browse our channel and subscribe for more exciting and educational content.